Every year, hundreds of students take to our local rivers, streams, and lakes during our annual Day in the Life of the Niagara River Lake Erie Watershed event. Each student research team collects the same data, using the same equipment, and following the same protocols or instructions. This allows us to compare data throughout the watershed. A watershed is an area of land where all of the water drains into the same body of water. In the Niagara River Lake Erie, or NRLE watershed, all of the water that flows above and below ground eventually ends up in Lake Erie and the Niagara River. Collecting data throughout this whole area gives us a snapshot of the health of the waterways and watershed at one point in time. It also allows us to compare what changes happen in our waterways as water flows from the headwaters downstream to the mouth of our rivers. For example, we can look at data from Cazenovia Creek headwaters in Sprague Brook Park and compare it to Mill Road Park in West Seneca. That water eventually ends up in the Niagara River, and we can look at the data students may be collecting at Beaver Island. Students measure water clarity, temperature, pH, conductivity, dissolved oxygen, and levels of nutrients like nitrate and phosphate. Some students may even map their site or measure the flow and discharge rate of the water. Students may rotate through all of the stations, or teachers may create expert student groups to perform each test. Everyone's favorite part is collecting macroinvertebrates. Macroinvertebrates are animals without a backbone, like insects, crayfish, snails, and maybe even a leech or two. Students use nets and collecting dishes to find, categorize, and record these animals. Some macroinvertebrates require very clean water to survive, so the diversity of animals we find can provide a clue as to how healthy our water body is. Our Day in the Life event is held rain or shine, so come prepared with shoes that can get wet and a spare change of clothes. You may also want to pack a raincoat or a warm layer, and don't forget your water bottle. Even though most of our sites have shallow water, make sure you're practicing water safety. Anyone with waders must be wearing a life jacket and have the wading belt pulled tightly to their waist to prevent water from entering the boot if you fall in. All students should stay in water below their knees. If the water is cloudy with dirt and you cannot see the bottom, do not enter the water. We have step-by-step videos to show you how to complete each station, and be sure to watch them before the field study. And thank you for taking your data collection seriously. All data is submitted to NASA's GLOBE database and is shared with students and professional scientists around the world. You can compare your findings to waterways across the globe, or you can just search through our data from past years to see changes in the NRLE watershed. We look forward to seeing you on the water.